Welcome back to the channel. And I'm Coach Evans here with Statistical Films, and today we're going to be doing a preview of the Ravens and Vikings. And just to make sure, let me check my sound. Okay, I'm good. A preview of the Ravens and the Vikings. So what I did was, I put together a little PowerPoint thing to kind of talk about the Ravens and the Vikings. We can kind of compare stats, and then we can look at their roster and talk about some individual players. So I'm probably gonna try to keep you for about 10, 15, max 20 minutes and do this preview. So let's get right into it. Let me get my setup going. Put you there for a second. Put you on film. All right, here we go. To start this off, the Vikings are 3-4. And they are in second place in their division behind the Packers, who are 7-1. So technically they're not out of their division race, but they're 3 games behind. And with Aaron Rodgers not playing this week, maybe they get a chance to. Well, no, they're not going to chance to gain ground because we're going to beat them. But let's get into the stats part of it. Looking at Baltimore's offense, and the point value is there, and then the ranking is beside it. Points per game, 26.7. That's 9th in the league, and they give up 22.4. And so what I'm gonna do is I got a little running tab I'm gonna keep in each category and see where statistically whether we're better than them or they're better than us. So in points per game, we do 27.6, and they give up 22. So that's one for us. Right there, check mark, tally mark for us. Yards per game, we get 417 yards, third in the league. They give up 367, which is 19th in the league. So we really have an advantage there in yards per game, but we got to stick it in the end zone. Points per play, 0.39. They give up 0.13. So we both 13 on that. So that's a scratch on that. We won't even put a tally mark down because 13 to 13 is the same number. Yards per play, 6.7. We are 4th in the league. We get a ton of yards. We just got to capitalize in the red zone. They give up 5.7, which is 20th. So again, another tally mark for us. So far it's 3-0. Third down conversions, which is where we kind of struggle. We're 23rd in the league at 36.47%, and they're 32.57, puts them 5th in the league. They have the advantage there. They play better on third down defensively than we do on offensively. So that'll be the first tally for the Vikings. Fourth down conversion. We go for it a lot, sometimes in good, sometimes in bad. Sometimes they head scratchers, and sometimes they boost us to win games. But on fourth down, we're 15 in the league at 50%. They're 55%, 19th in the league, and really, even though statistically we're better at that, that's really a push. That's really a push. We get 50% of our fourth downs, and they give up basically 55% of fourth downs. So, I mean, I put it down because we have a better number than them, but really that's a push on that. Red zone scoring. And I recently harped on saying we struggle in the red zone sometimes. We do because we have Tucker, and we kind of rely on Tucker. But this is red zone scoring touchdowns, and it says we're 3rd in the league with 73%. They're 25th in the league, giving up 68% of touchdowns. So we definitely have an advantage there, and that's because of our good run game. And touchdowns per game, 3, and they give up 2, and we have an advantage there because if we score 3 and they give up, they only score 2, we win. All right, so now we're gonna flip this. Now we're gonna look at Minnesota's offense compared to our defense. The same categories, just flip. So now we're looking at Baltimore's defense. We give up 23 points a game. They score 23 points a game. It's 16 to 18. That 0.1 point, that's a push. I'm not going to even add that there. We give up 23 points. They score 23 points. So that's a push on that. Opponent's yards, we give up 382 yards. They put out right at 400 yards. We're 395. So we're going to get them to push on that. Let's keep don't when we get to the roster, you'll see kind of why they can do what they do when we get to the roster. Don't sleep on the Vikings. Opponents points per play. We give up 38.38. They're 0.34, so we win that one barely. Yards per play. We give up 6 yards per play. They only get 5.8. So that's a plus for us. No, we give up 6 yards per play. So that's them. That's them. We give up a lot. We give up more than they get. That's one for them. Third down conversions for us. We give up 32% of third downs. They convert 35% of third downs. So that's one for them. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. We hold opponents to 32%, and they only get 35%. Oh, that's for us. The ranking right there. If I could reading this fundamental. All right. So we win that one too. And then fourth down percentage, we give up 37%, and they convert 57% of their fourth downs. So that's another one for us. So this looking good on paper. But there's a reason they play the games. And then red zone scoring. We're number 2 in holding people to 45%. Their conversion rate is 65%. So we win that one also. We do a good job of holding people to field goals once we get them in the red zone. That's very key to us being 5-2. Because everybody know we ain't played great. Everybody know we hadn't played great. But it's key to us to holding people to 5-2. Big Unk says, looking over the Vikings roster, no one is a real special threat to the Ravens when the Ravens need to do is be aware of complacency. I kind of disagree in one aspect, but we'll get to it when I get to the roster, Big Unk. All right, now, looking at the Baltimore offense versus the Minnesota defense as far as rushes per play. 45% versus their 40%. That's another one for us. And I mean, we really dominating them on paper. Rushing yards for us is right at 5, and they give up 4.6. Another one for us, because we rushing for almost 5 yards a rush. Rushes per game, we run it 30 times, and against them, people rush it 26. So I'm not gonna put that one down because that's just how many times you call runs. That don't say whether the run is successful or not. Rush yards per game, we always gonna be toward the top. Always. We're 3rd in the league, and they give up 120. So something got to give. But on that one, we win that one all, And then rush TDs per game 1.5, and then they give up 0.9. That ain't bad. Their rushing defense, that's not bad for them, even though we win that. That's not bad for them. Keep in mind they got a former Raven on that roster too. I don't know how well he's playing or whatnot, but keep in mind for that. I should say Ravens. I don't know why I say that. I just got an alert for my thing saying Ravens Bengals watch party, and it should say Ravens Bengals preview. What does this say? Mine say Vikings Ravens preview. So why the other one in there? I don't know. YouTube be tripping sometimes. They be selling. So back to where we were. All right, slide 5. Now just gonna flip that over. Baltimore offense. Pass play percentage, which don't really matter. That's just how many times we call pass play. Our completion percentage, 63%. There's a 61. So Lamar, they give up 61%. So we're better on that one. Yards per play, 8 for us. They give up 7. So we still, we're right on line with that also. Passes per game, which is how many times we call pass plays versus how many times people call pass plays on them. So I'm not really going to count that one. Yards per game, we throw for 268, which is 9th in the league. Which, a lot of people say we can't throw the ball, when for us to be top 10 in throwing and always going to be top 5 in rushing, which is good for us. Opponents pass yards per game. They give up 246. We pass for 268. So I think we should be good there. If it comes to it, if we have to throw the ball, I think we can. Interceptions thrown. We thrown that's interceptions thrown percentage. That's based on how many passes we've thrown. So that's 2%. And they force 2%. So that's a push right there, because that point, whatever percentage point, don't really matter. QB sacked. Our QB has been sacked 8% of the time, which is an alarming number. And they sacked the QB almost 9% of the time, and they're number 1 at that. Bodes well for the matchups that we're going to talk about in a minute with their front seven versus our O-line. So that's another one for them. And even though they don't have very many tabs on this sheet right now, they got 4 tabs. Ravens have 16. That one right there could change the game. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, Baltimore defense versus their offense. That first line is how many times they call pass plays. Don't really matter. Opponent's completion. We give up, as a defense, the opposing quarterbacks are completing 63% of their passes. They complete 68%. Another one for the Vikings. Opposing yards per game. So yards per pass. We give up 7.8 yards per pass. They only get in 6.9. So we give up more than they get. So I don't really know how to mark that one down. I'm gonna keep it real, which I ain't gonna fake it. I don't really know how to put that one down, so I'm gonna skip it. Cause that's kind of tricky on that one. Opposing yards per game. We give up 296 yards in the air. We give up almost 300 yards a game. And they pass for 270. We're last in pass defense. Last. And they're 8th in passing yards per game. That's one for them. I didn't realize that. We're last in pass defense. The proud franchise that we have. All those good corners and DBs we started out with when the season started. We're last in pass defense. That's crazy. That's crazy. Opponents' interceptions thrown, 1.87%, meaning based off the total number of passes people have thrown on us, we've picked it off 1.87%. Interceptions thrown by Kirk Cousins. He's number 1. 0.72. Kirk Cousins is probably thrown the least interceptions in the league. Probably. Based off what I'm seeing, he's probably thrown the least. So I'll give that another one to the Vikings. And you can kind of see where this thing might even itself out. And as for the quarterback sack, we've sacked the quarterback based off how many dropbacks people have against us, 5.32%. And Kirk Cousins has been sacked 3.50% of his dropbacks. They're doing a good job protecting Kirk Cousins. And he's probably doing a good job of getting the ball. Like, yes, Dre, it is not all Anthony Avery. Thank you for putting that in there. That is not all Anthony Avery. Anthony Avery is playing some good ball. It's just, it's tough to defend timing routes. And I think I talked about this on the Fire Zone podcast with Mike and Denard. It's tough, like the Colts game. The Colts were completing all those out routes on Avery. They were timing routes. And it's tough if you're not a gambler like Peters to stop that. What Peters does is not orthodox. The chances he takes are not defensively sound. Even though some pay off, they are not defensively sound. What Avery is doing is defensively sound, protecting over the top, and he's just giving up the timing routes. And it's a give and take. Now I don't know how well he is with pressing. That's why he don't jam. I don't know how well he is to pressing. Something we should find out. But let's go on to the next one. So now we're gonna get into their roster. All right, looking at their roster, Kirk Cousins, their quarterback, and I don't have any stats in front of me. This is going off what I know of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a fierce competitor. He's fundamentally sound. Does not have a big arm. But he's smart. Moving on to the wide receiver position. Justin Jefferson, star. And the reason what scares me is because he's a notch under, or maybe equal to, Chase. They played together at LSU. He came out a year before. Chase decided to sit out that COVID year because he was a year younger. Actually, Chase couldn't come out when Justin Jefferson came out because he hadn't been in college long enough. So I'm gonna skip around to the other receivers. Adam Thielen, crafty veteran. Got the to get in and out of routes. Kind of a bigger Wes Welker type dude. Not gonna burn you over the top, but just a great route runner. Kind of Cooper Cup-ish, but not probably on the level Cooper Kupp is. Cooper Kupp is outrageous right now. Running back, Dalvin Cook. Tough. One of the better backs in the league as far as all around back. Running out the backfield. catching out the backfield, and got some and he can outrun you from time to time. Madison is a serviceable backup, but the third guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Keeney or however, in Ngagwu, fast. That receiver up under Adam Thielen, the third guy, Chesney, White Cat, fast. If you ever get in the game, look out. He can run. Looking at the O-line, Darisaw, if I'm not mistaken, Darisaw might be a rookie from TCU, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Darisaw the rookie from TCU? Ezra Cleveland's okay. Cole Mason's all right. Oda, not sure. Brian O'Neill. So they can be had up front. They can be had up front with our front seven. But what scares me is Cousins getting the ball off quick. On some of those timing things, we got him. But that receiving core is tough. And who they got for tight end? Tyler Conklin, Chris Herndon of former Miami Hurricane, and Luke Stockler. So offensively, they're okay. If we get them in all passing situations, I think we good with them. But if they can dictate to us, like stay within one score or in the lead, they can play action. They run that zone, and we hadn't been good at defending zone. If you watch the fire zone thing that I was on, we've been good at defending gap plays, but inside and outside zone, we have not been fitting those right defensively. Let's bounce on over to their defensive roster. Left end, DJ Wonnum, I have no idea who that is. Davin Tomlinson, Sheldon Richardson as a backup, Michael Pierce, Everson Griffin. So Pierce is a former Raven. Will have a chance to eat right here. He's going to go against somebody he's probably familiar with in Bozeman a lot because he's the nose. Everson Griffin, a crafty, older veteran that probably would be on the side of Villanueva. So he's going to have his hands full with Griffin. The guards, who's playing guard for us right now? Probably Tyree's probably going to have to play some guard. No, Tyree got to play tackle because he's hurt. Tyree got to play tackle. So we're looking at Zeitler, Bozeman, and Powers. Yeah, they're going to have their hands full with Pierce. And we didn't sign him too, so he's probably going to have a little extra about going against his old team. They're going to have their hands filled with Pierce. But looking at their linebackers, Nick Virgil, Eric Kendricks is good. Troy Dye, who's Kendrick's backup, is fast. He's long. Probably can be like a passing guy for him because he's like 6'4", 6'5". He's one of the better linebackers I thought came out of the draft 2 years ago. Anthony Barrs, Pro Bowl guy. So linebacker-wise, they sitting pretty good. Chad Surratt is the linebacker from North Carolina. He's pretty good. So those 6 guys or 5 guys, they rotate in there. They're pretty good at linebacker. Strong, Will, and Sam. But Kendricks is the guy. Pierce is out. Okay, cool, great. It's even better. Pierce out. Run up the middle. Pierce is out, run up the middle. Sheldon Richardson probably will slide into that role some too, though. Even they got him at defensive tackle. Richardson will probably slide into that role. So cornerbacks. Brashard Breeland. Okay. Cam Dantzler, lone cornerback from Mississippi State. Not the fastest of guys, but he got length on him, so he probably could give whoever our number 2 receiver is tomorrow. I don't think he can run with Hollywood. I think Hollywood could run circles around Dantzler and Breeland because of his speed. I don't think, and his new age route running. So I think Hollywood could have a field day versus these 2 corners. Dantzler and Breeland. The only way Dantzler can I think could keep up with Hollywood is if their balls are not where they need to be from Lamar, because Cam Dantzler has a lot of length. The guy that scares me is Harrison Smith. Heady safety. We'll bring the lumber, but as much as we run the ball, I think he'll be in the box, so we'll have opportunities to get by him because he's not as fleet of feet as some safeties, and he's a strong safety at that too. So a lot of strong safeties not like per se fast. Xavier Woods and Cameron Bynum, not big time names, playing the free. So if we can get if we can get our offense going and make the free and the strong kind of linger around the box, we should have deep shots on play action pass and stuff like that. And I was thinking Pierce was in. I was thinking Pierce plus Griffin plus Sheldon Richardson was going to give us some problem up front. But now that you guys inform me that Pierce is out, I'm like Big Unk now. On paper, we should have our way with these guys. As long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we should do the things that we need to do to win this game. And with that being said, I'm gonna write down a prediction for y'all. And based off the stats that I ran through and the tally marks I got, plus the lineup situation for us, and I think we got a bunch of guys coming back. Everybody but Wolf. Everybody but Wolf. And if Dalvin Cook don't go crazy, we should be good. But as far as predictions, I'm going to close it out with this. I think we're going to win this game 38-17. 38-17. I'm going to write it down. So tomorrow when we come back for the watch party, we'll see how close I am. 38-17. 38-17. So, hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Before we get out of here, please hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Comment down, if you're watching this later, you're not watching it live, comment down if you agree, disagree, have something you want to add to it. And I like that comment, Cam. A repeat of the Chargers game since Pierce is out. I would love that. A chill, relaxed game, but we not stressing and pulling hair out that I don't have. All right. So like, comment, subscribe. 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 And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 for the live session. We're watching the Ravens and Vikings game. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be nationally televised. So come hang out with me. Get your Sunday dinner in. Chill with Coach. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Go. Once I end the stream, it'll be peace.